It's late evening and I'm on my back to the domicile, way back to the domicile. I took, I tried to straighten my hair, flat iron my hair today, but as y'all know, it's a process. You can't go from afro to straight. Well, not for me anyway, like, unless I take time to go over my hair, and I didn't really have time to today. Um, what I wanted to talk about today, I'm going to kind of work backwards. Well, no, because I had something else I just wanted to kind of release, relax, relate, and release from my day to day. But then I remembered some things that was just like, whoa. Your memories are what make you up. Like I said, the movie Inside Out. If y'all get a chance, check out the Lava song from the Inside Out movie. You can find it on YouTube. Okay, I didn't really want to talk about this walking down the street, but and it's gonna get really dark real soon. But I'm gonna say this. All right, I know now the way society is today that the Bible and the Ten Commandments and all that, a lot of that has become antiquated. But oh, my shoe just fucking popped. Oh my God. I mean, I can easily just pop it back into place, but it's just like, you know, when you're trying to get to where you're trying to go and you got to stop and do stuff like this. And then I hope no traffic comes because I'm like standing in the middle of the street, kind of, sort of, in a way. All right, so yeah, so I fixed that. But I'm going to say this. Who God loves, he really chastises. And I'm going to say this. It is, you know, people always say it is the end times, whatever like that. And it's been the end times forever, to be honest with you. But when it comes to the point in your life where God is trying to chasten you, he's letting you know that your role is coming up soon, you know, in the next 20, 30 years, however many years. And he's trying to get you right. Because for y'all, those of y'all that know my story, I didn't used to have a sin. That was a long time ago, like when I was 15 or 16. I'm not 40. But I created a sin for myself. That sin was called lust. Because I figured it wasn't hurting anybody. It's a sin, so everybody would get off my back about being a goody-goody and blah, blah, blah. But it is not a harmless sin. Now, let me tell you this. It may start off harmless enough. Everybody, not everybody, but many people in our society divulge, because we're creative to a certain extent. I know that I am, in fantasies and, you know, sexual thoughts, fantasies, fetishes, and things like that. And as long as you are able to keep the fantasy world, you know, your fantasy separate from, you know, real life, that's a good thing. But what I'm going to say is this, because I was completely appalled, and to me, fantasy is fantasy. I keep it to text or whatever like that. But real life, I don't bring it into real life. Now, let me tell you how God chastises. When you belong to God, or you have been marked for God, or whatever you want to call it, like when your essence or your spirit belongs to good, it's like if you do things that are bad, the essence or spirit, it all kind of tries to pull you back in. And I'm going to say this, meaning, okay, they're like, you belong to good. That doesn't agree with your spirit. So, I recently, and this is just such a coincidence, I recently shared a fantasy, just out of being creative about a certain type of situation. You know, I had no real, like I said, God chastises who he loves and protects who he loves. So, and I mean spiritually, okay? So, even though I may have these fantasies or whatever like that, I'm never in a position where I could ever realize one of them, because one, I'm too picky about people, and two, I'm too picky about people, and three, you know, in real life I'm kind of lame. So, and lame intentionally, I think probably a lot of it's intentional, because a lot of people do get on my nerves, and and if I'm lame, then hey, you know, then you know, they're not, well, I like to think they're not apt to bother you, but that's not true at all, because then what happens is that people that are on the underside, if they feel like you're vulnerable, then they'll bother you, because they figure if you're lame, nobody is going to care. But anyhow, what I wanted to say about being chastised. So I shared this fantasy or whatever, and to me it's all in good fun, jest, whatever. So what ends up happening is that I have a little rinky-dink part-time job. And when I say part-time, it's not even part-time. It's like quarter time. And I'm fine with that, you know. Just keep it light, stay out of people's way, and don't have no problems, you know, hopefully, because the entertainment portion is why I'm there. Because, yeah, that's more beneficial to me than anything else. But what ended up happening was that I saw today the thing that I was chatting about creatively as a fantasy. I saw it actually take place, and it horrified me, because I was just like, it horrified me. And I forgot, I didn't put two and two together until the end, but it horrified me because it put me out of commission for a couple of hours, because it just really troubled my spirit to see that. You know, I can't believe somebody would have the audacity to actually do that in public. And not in a situation where it was closed off, where it was just them, but there was other people there. I'm like, you know, what is your problem? I did not want to see that. You know, I did not want to see that taking place. And then to make it even more horrifying, was that when it was all said and done, everything was over. When it was all said and done and everything was over, they were, when I say kids, I'm 40, so my version of kids is different than somebody else's version. I mean, they were young. I'll just put it that way. I don't know what age they were, but they could have been 18. But I was just appalled by that. And then there was like another couple that was just like, I don't know, just drunken all over the place. And I told managers about it. And in the end, they were just telling me to kick people out. And I'm just like, I'm not a manager. I'm not a supervisor. Are you kidding me? You know, I'm just going to be real. I'm not kicking nobody out of anything. Because, first of all, that's a liability for me. Because, and the way that this particular manager said it was like, well, that's your job. You know, because I was just appalled. I was just like, can you imagine me kicking anybody out of anything? And he's like, well, that's your job, you know. And I'm just thinking to myself, nobody told me that was my job until today. You know what I'm saying? And you didn't even tell me today. And I'm thinking, well, if that's part of the job, then I need to know, you know, what are the terms that you're kicking people out for? Because I don't even know why you know, what the reasons would be. You know, all I know is if there's a problem, according to the orientation video, if there's a problem, you let a manager know. Period. You know, you address it, then you let a manager know. I mean, I'm not in a position to be kicking nobody out of anywhere, you know. That was news to me. I mean, definitely news to me. So yeah, I didn't like that. But like I said, you know, everything, and I want to keep this job because it's only a few hours. You know what I'm saying? And I kind of like that. I don't mind that. A few hours, whatever, you know. So, you know, I'm good with that. Yeah, a few hours, and for free I get a place to go to dress up, and you know, be me. You know what I'm saying? On the days that I have off, and not have to pay for entertainment. So yeah, so I like that. So I do want to keep that. I do have an interview tomorrow because I do need to, you know, I do need some better income unless I want to become a slave to my situation, which I don't. So I am looking. Tomorrow, first thing, I need to take a shower and be out of here. I don't know what I'm doing with my hair. I'll try to go over it real quick in the morning or something, but got to do something with it. Yeah, so that's the situation. Oh, my time is up. I'm going to upload this.